like the eternal flow of the Nile itself. The music of ancient Egypt still echoes through time, carrying whispers of a civilization that transformed sound into divine expression. For over 3,000 years, as pyramids reached toward the heavens and great temples rose from the desert sands, Egyptian music wove through every aspect of life along these sacred waters. Through their melodies and rhythms, the ancient Egyptians sought to maintain Maat, the delicate balance between order and chaos that governed their universe. Before the first pharaohs united the two lands, our earliest hints of Egyptian music emerged from the mists of prehistory. Simple flutes carved from reeds and bones have been discovered in pre-dynastic burials, dating back to around 4000 BCE. These humble instruments suggest that even then, music may have served as a bridge between the earthly and divine realms. The story of Egyptian music begins with the eternal rhythm of the Nile. In this ancient land, every beat echoed the river's pulse. Archaeological evidence reveals our ancestors' first instruments. Clay drums that echoed through valleys and villages. Stone clappers that marked life's daily rhythms. And rattles that would evolve into the sistrum, a sacred instrument that would become the voice of Hathor herself, goddess of music, fertility, and joy. As civilization flourished along the Nile's banks, music evolved into what was, for that era, a remarkably sophisticated art form. From work songs that synchronized labor to lullabies that soothed royal children, music filled every corner of Egyptian life. Yet, it was in their temples where music reached its highest purpose, where bone flutes precisely carved gave voice to melodies that bridged earth and sky. Imagine standing in a vast temple chamber where every sound echoes with divine power. Here, in the heart of ancient Egypt, music was more than melody. It was magic. Priests of sound known as Hesut wielded their instruments like sacred weapons against chaos. Deep drums spoke with the voice of gods, while the shimmering sistrum could pierce the veil between worlds. These temple musicians were masters of a secret science, their performances as vital as any offering of gold or incense. Each ceremony demanded perfect precision, for they believed their rhythms and harmonies helped maintain the very order of the universe itself. The ben-ben drums resonated with such power, they were said to make the temple walls tremble, their deep tones calling to the gods themselves. Beside them, the sistrum's bright voice would rise and fall in intricate patterns, its metal discs catching both light and sound in their dance. These weren't mere instruments. They were keys to unlocking the gates between earth and sky. Through ancient temple corridors, wall carvings tell their timeless story. Musicians forever frozen in sacred dance, their instruments raised in eternal ceremony. Like precious gold, this knowledge passed from one generation to the next, each note and rhythm woven into an unbroken chain of tradition. These ancient melodies still flow through time like the eternal Nile itself, a testament to humanity's endless quest to create something lasting and beautiful. At the very core of ancient Egypt, Maat stood as divine beacon of order, truth, and cosmic harmony. Beyond her divine status, Maat represented the principle that kept the universe in perfect balance. Her mystical feather, used in the weighing of the heart ceremony, determined the fate of souls in the afterlife, ensuring justice and equilibrium. Maat's ideals were deeply woven into the music of temples. Each instrument served a sacred purpose in maintaining this divine balance. The sistrum's jingling tones evoked joy and harmony, while harps and flutes wove intricate melodies to please the gods and uphold cosmic order. Wall paintings and temple reliefs reveal how music was performed with precision, reflecting a system where every detail mirrored the stars and celestial rhythms above. These performances were not mere artistic expressions, but sacred rituals. Musicians honored carefully preserved traditions, passing down their formations and compositions through generations. Every note and every gesture contributed to the preservation of Maat's balance, transforming music into a vital force that sustained the eternal harmony of the universe. Deep within Egypt's grand temples, where stone walls echoed with sacred hymns, an extraordinary system of musical training thrived, sustaining the rhythm of a timeless civilization. At its heart stood the hairy Heb priests, guardians of sacred sound who guided generations of musicians in their divine art. These priests were not only ritual leaders, but also the keepers of musical heritage, crafting ceremonial compositions where every note and rhythm became a thread in the tapestry of Maat's eternal harmony. Talented men and women, chosen for their skill and devotion, specialized in instruments and rituals that connected the human and the divine. Steeped in generations of musical tradition, these temple musicians were often born into their calling. From a young age, Egyptian musical apprentices stepped into sacred training, inheriting family legacies that had safeguarded the art of music across centuries. Within temple walls, students not only mastered their instruments, but learned to wield the power of each note. They studied sacred rhythms, the perfect moments for each instrument to speak, and the way music could touch both human hearts and divine spirits. Years of dedicated study transformed these musicians into living bridges between mortal and divine realms. In their skilled hands, instruments became more than mere objects. They were sacred conduits of cosmic communication. Each carefully crafted note carried the whispers of ancestors, maintaining Egypt's delicate balance of order and chaos and preserving an unbroken chain of musical wisdom that stretched across generations. As the pyramids of the Old Kingdom rise like eternal chords in the symphony of time, we've glimpsed the profound musical roots that took hold along the sacred Nile. These ancient rhythms, resonating beneath the shadows of Giza and within the earliest temples, laid the foundation for a tradition that would echo through the ages. In the New Kingdom, music would reach unparalleled heights, blending complexity with spirituality in ways that shaped both rituals and daily life. In our next episode, we'll explore how this musical evolution mirrored Egypt's golden age, a journey as rich and flowing as the Nile itself.